Welcome to today's session. We are talking about measuring the rate of transpiration. Transpiration is the loss of water vapor through the stomata, which are found on leaves. So measuring the rate of transpiration, we are going to use an instrument called the potometer. Here we have the potometer. This is the stand, the capillary tube, the reservoir, and the tap. So measuring the rate of transpiration can be used to compare the rates of water loss among different species, but it can also be used to compare the rates of water loss of the same plant under different variables like temperature, light intensity, humidity, and moving air or wind. Measuring the rate of transpiration in my chosen plant here. So my first step is that I will cut my shoot underwater to avoid blocking. Using my scalpel, I'll cut my shoot underwater to just avoid blockage of the xylem, because the transpiration pool works negatively by pulling the water upwards. So I'll cut my shoot underwater to ensure that the continuous flow of water is just maintained within the xylem. And secondly, I'll also assemble my apparatus underwater just to ensure that it's filled up with water and there's no leakage. So I have my cork where I'm attaching my shoot. So my apparatus is now assembled. I will apply the jelly just to make my apparatus watertight, because the principle of the bubble has to be maintained. So I'm applying a jelly on the cork where the plant is attached, just to ensure that my apparatus is watertight. There we go. So my third step is to introduce the bubble. And how to introduce the bubble is that we lift the capillary off the water for around 10 seconds so that we can have a bubble. Setup that had been prepared earlier to investigate the rate of transpiration in this particular plant. And as you can see, the bubble has moved all the way up to this point. Now, having prior knowledge and the measurements of the water in the volume of the water in the beaker, we can be able to calculate the amount of water that has been absorbed and or that has been uptaken. And having alluded that the rate of transpiration is almost impossible to determine, we can translate that the water that was absorbed or uptaken is equal to the water that was lost by transpiration. Now, getting volume divided by time, this can give us the rate of transpiration, considering different variables like temperature, light intensity, humidity, and moving air or wind. And also, the rate of transpiration can be compared amongst different species of plants. So after the experiment is done, the bubble can be reset back for we to start another experiment by opening the reservoir tap to move the bubble back to its original position. As you can see, the bubble is moving. The bubble is moving. And once it is set there, once it is set, reset back to zero, again we can have another species of plant or another variable introduced just to determine and compare the different rates of respiration under different conditions or for different species of plants. Thank you.